ask you a quick question. When was the last time that you personally handwrote a letter, put it in an envelope, put a stamp on it, and sent it through the postal system to a family member or a friend? My guess is that it's been a while. Technological advancements, text messaging, emails, they have made the postal system almost obsolete, except for receiving bills and promotions. The need for precise penmanship has almost vanished due to the technological advancements that have come within the past 10, 20 years. But if you are older than 16 or 17 years old, you probably practiced your cursive penmanship in elementary school. How many of you enjoyed practicing your penmanship in school? Probably not many of you. The tedious hours that we spent slaving over those workbooks, it doesn't leave a good taste in your mouth. But studies show and have proven that learning how to write in cursive yields many, many benefits. And today I'm just going to be presenting to you 3 of those benefits: cognitive, academic, and cultural. According to psychologytoday.com, learning cursive is an easy way for a child to discover important tactics for learning, as well as the emotional benefit of being able to master a task. The cognitive benefits, this is my first point. When a child writes in cursive, specifically a child young enough to where they don't really know how to read fully yet, they don't know how to write fully yet, 3 to 5 years old, when they copied a cursive letter, 3 parts of their brain lit up. Those same 3 parts that lit up in their brain is the exact sections in an adult's brain that lights up when they read or write. It is simultaneous. Learning how to write in cursive during elementary school yields better cognitive development. It is a multisensory experience. According to the Brain Balance Achievement Center, when a child learns to read and write cursive through consistent practice and repetition, he or she must effectively integrate fine motor skills with visual and tactile processing abilities. Did you catch that? They have to effectively integrate fine motor skills with visual and tactile processing abilities. This is a multisensory experience. A child is learning hand-eye coordination. They are learning how to fluidly write something, all connected together. And if they do that, then they can read it easier as well. It's twofold. But the benefits don't stop at the cognitive development. The academic benefits of learning to write in cursive consistently are outnumbered. Think about it. A college student sitting in a lecture, most of the students sitting in a college lecture room are taking notes on their computer or a tablet. They are typing out bullet points. But taking notes by hand, using their practiced cursive, has proven to help them in school. Think about it for a moment. When I am sitting in a classroom with a notebook and a pen, and I am receiving information from my instructor, I have to summarize the information in my mind and then rework what they're telling me, and put it into bullet points that I understand. Not only that, I am using my cursive, which automatically connects my brain to my hand. So when I am using cursive to take notes, I am already preparing for my next paper. I'm already studying for my next exam. I'm already memorizing facts from that lecture. You don't get that effect when you're taking notes on a computer. Typing does not have the same effect as writing. When you learn cursive in school, you feel so overwhelmed when you're first introduced to the idea of, we're going to learn to write in cursive. I remember feeling so overwhelmed, going, I am never going to be able to write that beautifully, that neatly in my entire life. I was so overwhelmed. But as I grew and my penmanship improved and I started mastering the task, a sense of accomplishment came on me because I did it. My mother, when she was in middle school, was standing next to a teacher, and the teacher was filling out a page full of notes for a project they were doing. And she used perfect penmanship in cursive the entire time. And my mother stopped her and said, "How do you do that? That is so beautiful. I want to be able to write like that." And the teacher said exactly what we think she would have said. "Well, I've been practicing for years." And my mother in that moment made a goal to write out an entire page perfectly in cursive. And when she was older and she accomplished that goal, she felt so accomplished in herself because, let's face it, writing cursive is difficult. It's difficult to master your own font, and everyone has their own font. When a child starts in school learning how to write cursive, they usually start with letters that look along the lines of this. Very simple, but they're, again, cursive. Then as they improve, they move on to something along the lines of this. This is probably 7th or 8th grade level work. It becomes a little more complicated, a little more eloquent. By the time that they graduate high school, they are able to read script that is printed like this. This is the exact same script that is used in our Declaration of Independence. If you can't read this, you can't read our U.S. Constitution. You can't read the important documents that our country was founded on. This is what used to be taught. It's quickly heading out the door. But the benefits don't stop at cognitive and academic. There are also cultural benefits. There's a connection to the past. Like I mentioned, our Declaration of Independence, our U.S. Constitution, they are written, handwritten, in cursive by our founding fathers. If a student is not able to read that in 50, 60 years' time, are they going to be able to see the words that every man has inalienable rights? Will they be able to read that? If they can't read cursive, they cannot. But also there's sentimental value in cursive. Your old grandma's recipes for her sugar cookies, written in cursive. Love letters that are stuffed in a shoebox up in a closet. Your grandparents, their confessions of love to each other when they were in college. Do you want to lose out on that kind of family heritage because you can't read cursive? Also, I received birthday cards for years from my grandparents written in cursive, and I will let you know that it's been hard to read their handwriting. They're, older, but I will forever be able to identify my grandparents' handwriting. In a penmanship lineup, I could tell you which one's my grandfather's because it's so identifiably his. We can communicate with the older generation through cursive. It's what they had. Our grandparents did not have cell phones. They did not have email. They had handwritten letters. Actually, a funny story about this. When I first started at school, at college was my freshman year, I was assigned a mailbox like every student is. And I called my grandma and I said, "Hey, Grandma, I just got, a mailbox that was assigned to me. So if you want to send me any letters in the mail, you're more than welcome to. I'd love to be pen pals. It's kind of old-fashioned. It'd be fun. I'll save all the letters and show them to my grandkids one day, And my grandmother's 75. Without missing a beat, she said, "Oh, that's so much work. Can't I just send you an email?" And I chuckled for a second, and then I got kind of sad. I was like, my goodness, even some of the people in our older generation have taken to the technological conveniences and advancements to where they don't really want to write a letter anymore. So that's something that we'd be really missing out on if we let go of penmanship. Learning the art of cursive penmanship will yield many rewards for you in your personal and professional lives. It's not just for kids anymore. The art of learning how to write in cursive is quickly heading out the door. If you are not satisfied with your personal penmanship, specifically in cursive, it's not too late to improve yourself through practice and patience. It just takes time. It takes practice, and because our educational system is not emphasizing this point, as a country, our cursive handwriting is not where it should be. So we really need to take a few steps back and learn how to do this again. Thank you for your attention. Let's take cursive penmanship off the endangered arts list and back into the schools, homes, and hearts of penmen everywhere. Thank you.